Okay, so you're getting ready for that veterinary medicine lecturer interview, huh? Well, you've come to the right place. It's such a cool field, mixing teaching, research, and your love for animals. And we're diving deep into your prep kit, the career guide, the interview guide, and even some neat RoleCatcher AI stuff, all to get you ready to really nail that interview.
It's interesting. A lot of people going for these positions, they only focus on their time in clinics. But to really stand out, you've got to show them you're not just a great vet, but that you're also an amazing teacher who'll fit right in with their way of doing things.
Exactly. Like you've got the passion for veterinary medicine down pat, but can you pass that torch to the next generation of vets? That's what they want to know.
That's it. And that's where those interview questions come in. They're designed to dig out those qualities.
Okay, so let's jump into some of those potential curveballs, starting with a classic. Tell us about your experience in veterinary medicine. Seems straightforward, but how do you make your answer stand out from the crowd?
This is where you got to become a storyteller. Don't just rattle off your qualifications and all the procedures you've done. Think about the experiences that really shaped you as a vet, and then connect those to the specific skills and qualities they're looking for in the job description.
Prepping for interviews, I always stumbled on that, tailoring my experiences to the role. It felt so forced.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI can be a real game changer. It can actually look at the words used in the job description and pinpoint the exact skills they're after, whether it's leadership, research experience, or a knack for teaching in new and exciting ways. And then, get this, it suggests specific experiences from your past that highlight those very skills.
Wow, so it's like having an interview coach dissect the job description for you and say, this is what they're really looking for, folks.
Exactly. It takes all the guesswork out of tailoring your answers.
Okay, so going back to, tell us about your experience.
Yeah.
The career guide really emphasized showing that you can balance clinical practice, research, and teaching, even if you're just starting out. How do you suggest weaving those elements into your answer?
Right, so think about moments where those areas overlapped. For example, maybe a really complicated case got you interested in a specific research area, or maybe you mentored a vet student while in practice. Those kinds of experiences show a natural inclination toward the many hats a lecturer wears.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about connecting the dots, not just checking boxes.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of showing genuine excitement when you talk about those experiences. Enthusiasm is contagious.
Absolutely. Speaking of passion, the career guide also stressed the importance of staying up to date on the newest advancements in veterinary medicine. How should someone get ready for the question? How do you stay current with research and developments in your field?
This is all about showing you're a lifelong learner, not just someone who's memorized a textbook. You can mention specific journals you follow, conferences you've attended, or even online forums where you discuss cutting-edge techniques.
Oh, you mean like those online communities dedicated to a specific specialty?
Exactly. It shows you're actively participating in the global conversation about veterinary medicine, not just sticking to what you already know.
And it's another chance to really let your passion for the field shine through.
Absolutely. Sharing a specific insight you picked up from a recent article or a research project that piqued your interest shows you're genuinely invested in being at the forefront of veterinary medicine.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI could even help pinpoint relevant publications or organizations to mention.
You bet. It can analyze the job description and suggest specific resources that match the institution's research interests or areas of expertise. It gives your answer that extra oomph of relevance.
Talk about a secret weapon for interview prep.
Ah.
Okay, let's move on to a question that can really trip people up. Can you explain a complex veterinary concept to someone without a scientific background? Why is this question so important, and how can someone prepare for it?
This one's all about showing you can communicate effectively, which, let's face it, is crucial for any good teacher.
Mhm.
Think back to those times you had to break down a complicated diagnosis or treatment plan to a worried pet owner. It's kind of the same idea, just on a, higher level.
It's like taking that vet-to-client talk to a whole new level, your students.
You got it.
Yeah.
So pick a concept you're really into and find a way to simplify it, maybe using relatable comparisons or everyday stuff.
Oh, the interview guide actually had a great example for this. Remember that one about explaining vaccines? They compared it to, like, training your dog with treats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so smart, right? Making something as complex as immunology easy peasy to understand, and that's what'll make you memorable as a candidate. That knack for making learning fun and accessible to everyone.
It's not just about what you know, but how you get it across.
Bingo. And this question lets you show off that skill right there in the interview. Now let's switch gears a bit. Another common question is, How do you balance research and teaching as a lecturer?
Ah, yes, the classic academic juggling act. How should people approach this one?
It's about showing them you understand that both are key to being a great lecturer. Emphasize how your research feeds into your teaching, keeps your knowledge fresh, and makes your lectures more engaging.
So instead of seeing them as separate things, it's about showing how they actually work together, right?
Absolutely. You could even mention involving students in your research. Talk about invaluable hands-on learning.
Which also brings us back to mentoring. It's all connected.
For sure. You're painting this complete picture of yourself as an educator who loves pushing the field forward and inspiring future vets.
And since we're on the topic of inspiring, we've got to talk about tech in teaching. It seems like every job description these days wants you to be tech savvy in the classroom. So how should someone tackle the question? How do you incorporate technology into your teaching?
Ooh, this is where you can really set yourself apart. Veterinary medicine is constantly evolving, new tech popping up all the time, and you got to show them you're embracing it.
Right. No more dusty textbooks and overhead projectors.
Exactly. Have you tried those online simulations? Interactive case studies? What about virtual reality dissections? Even just using digital platforms to get students working together better.
Oh, and isn't this another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be a lifesaver? It can scope out the job description and recommend specific technologies that fit the institution's resources and how they like to teach.
Absolutely. It helps you avoid mentioning tech they might not even have and steers you towards what they're actually using and investing in.
It's like getting a sneak peek at their tech setup. Okay, one question that I feel gets overlooked sometimes is, how do you balance teaching and research with service to the community?
This one's about showing you get that being a vet is bigger than just clinics or labs. It's about using what you know to make a real difference.
It's about looking at the big picture, like animal welfare and really giving back.
Exactly. Have you volunteered at a shelter, maybe? Participated in those outreach programs? Offered free rabies clinics, perhaps? Those things show a real commitment to the community and using your skills to make a real difference.
And that's something you'd be passing on to your students as well.
Precisely. It all goes back to being a role model and showing the values you want to instill in the next generation of vets.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but I'm sure some curveball questions are lurking out there. What's your advice for handling those unexpected ones that always seem to pop up?
Don't freak out. Just take a breath, gather your thoughts, and try to relate the question back to your own skills and what you've experienced. Even if you don't have the perfect answer, showing a thoughtful approach and a willingness to learn can go a long way.
It's like they say, it's not about knowing all the answers, but knowing how to find them.
Exactly. That's where preparation meets being able to think on your feet. Get to know the institution, their research focus, how they like to teach, even their community involvement. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be for those curveballs.
And that's where tools like RoleCatcher can be so clutch. Having AI dissect that job description and give you insights into potential questions is huge.
Huge. It's like having a crystal ball, giving you a glimpse into the interviewer's head. You can get ahead of their priorities, tailor your answers, even practice those responses in a low-stress setting.
It's like having a personal interview coach right in your pocket.
You got it. And remember, while knowing your stuff is crucial, don't underestimate being genuinely enthusiastic and making a human connection. Let your love for veterinary medicine and teaching shine through, and you'll make a real impression.
So important. You could have the perfect resume, nail all the technical questions, but if you don't have that spark, that genuine excitement for the role, it's just not going to land the same way.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between being prepared and being authentic. Be knowledgeable, be passionate, but most importantly, be yourself.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. Honestly, I feel like I learned a ton, not just about acing a veterinary medicine lecture interview, but what makes a great teacher in this field.
It's been fantastic sharing these insights, and to all those aspiring lecturers out there, you got this. Embrace the challenge, prepare like crazy, and let your passion lead the way. You're about to embark on this awesome journey to shape the future of veterinary medicine, and that is truly special.
And don't forget all those amazing resources out there, the career guides, the interview prep materials, and of course the power of RoleCatcher's AI. It's like having a whole team of mentors in your corner.
You said it. Believe in yourself, let your strength shine, and go make a difference.
That's a wrap on this deep dive into becoming a veterinary medicine lecturer. We hope you're feeling informed, inspired, and ready to rock that interview. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep into the knowledge that makes you stand out.